Hi, welcome back to another segment of Talking About Success. I'm Jack Canfield, your host. Joining me today is Dr. Christian Gregory, who co-authored the Caribbean Diet, the 12 Essentials for Optimum Health, with his father, Dick Gregory. Now, I know you lost your father recently. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
He was a real hero of mine as well. And I know right now you're working to keep his legacy alive. Tell us a little about that.
I'd love to. I'd also like to say you were a hero of my father's as well. You chicken soup for the soul and what it meant for the Gregory family, a very spiritual family. It's incredible what you've done. But yes, we have a lot going on, a tremendous amount to honor my father's legacy. There's Broadway plays, there's a biopic about his life story, there's documentaries, but none of them bring me the joy and sense of pleasure that fulfilling his Bahamian diet, his Caribbean diet, moving forward with the legacy of his 4X formula nutritional line. That's really where my heart is and my focus is.
So let's talk about that 4X formula. I mean, I know that he was very much into the nutrition.
My father, world-renowned comedian, Dr. King called him away from the lifestyle that he was living, which was a lot of alcohol, a lot of cigarette smoking, to transition into the civil rights movement, which was a nonviolent movement. Mm-hmm. My father at that time realized if I'm going to be nonviolent and not be violent towards animals. And so that's when he became a vegan. And it was through that quest that he started to study and understand nutrition and started to understand health. And he really became a guru. He sacrificed his body, sometimes his children, to be out there on the front line and really lay out a formula for success and a formula for helping the masses understand what it means to be truly healthy.
What does 4X mean?
My dad, he's a comedian, so when people would ask him later in life, well, you know, Dick, are you still a vegetarian? He would say, it depends who's watching. So depending on what time in his life you asked him what 4X meant, you might get a different story. Right. But the truth of the matter, it really is just that X factor. It was 4 times that X factor, 4 times the effort, 4 times the nutrition than what you would get from an average meal. His Bahamian diet was also a tremendous success. It was the #1 selling product in GNC, and it sold $113 million in products in 2 years. My father used that product to help a lot of people. There was a gentleman from Brooklyn, New York named Ron High. He weighed 800 pounds, and the doctors told him if he didn't lose weight, he would die. So naturally, he called my father, and my father took him on. In an 18-month period, he lost over 500 pounds. That led to him helping very obese people from all over the country. It became a project for him. That led to my father helping extremely morbidly obese people all over the country. They covered these stories extensively. Ed Bradley did a large segment on 60 Minutes that truly told the story.
I love who? Myself. I love who? Myself. I love who? Myself. I love who?
Today, Dick Gregory's pet project is the health spa business.
Now Janita, the girl in the pink, when we got her, she was 550. She's below 3 now. When I say below 3, I mean 3 something.
Right.
Yeah, 15 years old last year. She's 14. 2 major heart attacks, back surgery.
Well, look at that guy. He just went down.
Yeah.
How much is he went up?
He's 4 something, man. He's down from 1,023 to
1,000 pounds?
23.
When I walked in the first night and I met this gentleman, I said, wow, am I lucky? I said, wow. You know, can you imagine coming off the street and seeing him? And I got here about 7 o'clock at night. And you walk in the room and you see him, I said, oh my God, is I not gifted?
So he's about as big now as you were when you came here, huh?
Well, yeah, I was 364. He's 480.
Yeah, close.
475.
Listen, when you're 600-700 pounds, what's 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Believe me, when you're losing them, they all come.
Now, he helped a lot of celebrities with their health-related issues. Tell us about that.
Tremendous amount. So many, you know, in this country, there's still a lot of shame affiliated with being sick. So many times celebrities would get sick, and oddly enough, before they would want to contact their healthcare provider, they would reach out to Dick Gregory for insight. So Muhammad Ali, he worked with the 1978 Willie Stargell, Dave Parker, Pittsburgh Pirates. He was sitting in the dugout. He was blending up his nutritional formula, and that was the year they won the World Series. Michael Jackson, Randy Jackson. He was a pioneer. It was back then it was referred to as being a health nut. Now we can go into a 5-star restaurant and we have our own section on the menu. That's progress.
Now, you said John and Yoko actually babysitted you once when you were a kid. What was that like?
So I was one of the younger ones, so I see it from the photographs, but the older siblings could tell stories about it. But John Lennon and Yoko Ono used to babysit. I've been babysat by Marvin Gaye before. Michael Jackson's kept an eye on me from time to time when my dad would step into a meeting. It was a my dad had a very unique relationship. Hugh Hefner helped to launch him.
Sure, I remember that.
And he united with Larry Flint in a tremendous amount of respect for the activism. It was activism, and nutrition in a sense is a form of activism, because you really can't be active and make a difference if you're not healthy.
Well, talking about being activated and action-oriented, your father was like a test lab for all of his own formulas, and you guys were too. He put himself through a lot of things for science, the advancement of science, the advancement of his own nutritional things. Talk about some of the sacrifices that he made.
It was tremendous. He checked himself into a hospital in New Orleans, and he went 70 days just drinking water. Medical professionals monitored him around the clock. 70 days of just drinking water. They released him but continued to monitor him, and on that 71st day, he drank his 4X Nutrition formula, and he actually jogged and ran from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, about 81 miles or so, that he did continuously without taking breaks, just to prove that the human body needs nutrition more than it needs food. He was really it was really an outlier. It was really out on the front line of a logic that we didn't understand them, because back then we thought all food was food. Now most millennials know not all carrots are truly a carrot, not all tomatoes are truly a tomato with the genetically modified food. So many of these things he was out there on the forefront from. And all 10 of us Gregory children, although we worked hard and we were part of his research and development team, our immune systems, our vascular systems, we benefited tremendously from him. You know, we viewed it as sacrifice then, but it was actually an absolute blessing.
Well, you seem very healthy and dynamic in your life, so I think it probably worked. Now, you've created this new formula that you're working with. You've updated it.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about the update.
So, and there's a lot of folks, there's a whole team. And so our chief scientific officers are just incredible. They worked with my dad tirelessly. We were intending to roll this out sooner, but when my dad's health started to take some turns for the worse, we said, well, let's really focus on the priority here. And so now, after losing him, we're going back and retooling some things and really making sure we honor his legacy. But the original diet and the original 4X formula was a soy base. So we've moved away from soy, and now we're using cleaner, healthier forms of protein. That's one thing. We also have additional nutritional elements in there to offset the detriment of genetically modified food. There's since the 4X formula now, there's so many new synthetically made elements and synthetic products that weren't even around then. We're still figuring out how they affect the body on a cellular level. Meanwhile, our company, Wellness in Nature, has created a superior line of health products. And of course, our flagship product is Dick Gregory's Caribbean Diet for optimal health.
So if people want to learn more about the Caribbean Diet and the 12 Essentials for Optimal Health, where do they go? How do they find out more?
So the easiest answer to that is Wellness in Nature, wellnessinnature.com. And when they go to wellnessinnature.com, they'll see a history tab, and they can see all of the incredible 30 to 40 years of research that has gone into this. This is the same product my dad used when he ran across the country from Los Angeles to New York, running the equivalent of 50 miles a day. All of that information and history is laid out there. It really is quite powerful.
Very good. Well, you have the website on your screen. So I really encourage you to go there, because most of us out here in America and around the world right now, we're not healthy. And here's all the essentials you need to be healthy, both in the book, in the product line that he has. So go to his website, check it out. I promise you won't be upset for doing that. You'll be very happy you did that.